guys, welcome to the Big Money Stylist podcast. If you watch my podcast every week, we have it every Tuesday, and usually I have no makeup on. I'm like, one podcast I was literally like bouncing Isla and like holding her. It was so, it's a podcast. So we're in a different setting today, and I have two lovely guests inside of my podcast. I have Miss Stephanie, tell me the name of is it Stephanie?
It's simple, it's boring. It's Dr. Stephanie Capel, MD.
But it's so cute. Like your logos and like
the cutest.
It's the cutest.
Stripperish.
Really?
Stripper surgeon, but that's
Stripper.
what I'm going for.
You know what though? Like I like it. It's like very. It's like very.
Science.
Yeah. It's like sexy science. It's like sexy science.
Bringing sexy to science.
Yes.
I like it because it's not. It makes it fun. It makes me want to like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can wear heels and have a ponytail and be nerdy.
It's
It's
cute.
cute. And then we have Brianna, and you guys have seen we've done a video together.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
We went like forever. Go up my salon and like
in the dark.
In the dark, I know.
Oh no.
That was a good time. Brianna has a YouTube channel as well. And what's the name of your YouTube channel?
It's boring as well. It's just Brianna. It's just Brianna Stanko. No MD at the end of mine.
No.
Just Brianna Stanko.
Brianna Stanko. That's the name of your YouTube? Yeah.
Oh, no.
My brand is just DKW, and that's just my initials.
Yeah.
And
So we all just use our names.
Yeah.
That's good.
because if you're like, when I was creating my brand, I was like, I don't want something cheesy, like hotcakes. Hair.
Because then you just get tired of it. So it's just like,
I was like,
funny.
no,
So we just all use our names.
I can't do it.
I'm like thinking I probably should have renamed it. So my YouTube channel is actually Younger, YOUNGR.
Oh.
To make it fun. But it's like, because I used to go to a place called Blonders before I met you. Way before Danielle came in to save my life. It was called
We want to talk about the dark times.
But I was like, oh, even if you're not blonde, you'd want to go to somewhere called Blonders. So I'm like, younger. Everybody wants to look younger. But now some of my patients are young. So I'm like, I guess they want to look younger, but I don't know.
Everyone wants to look younger.
True.
Fresh.
So,
Everybody wants to look fresh.
I wish I would have said glow or like healthy skin.
No,
or
I like your
something,
name
but
though.
okay.
I like
think
it.
Younger's cute.
I think it's
So
really
you
cute.
have a YouTube? Do you have a YouTube channel as well?
I do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's called Younger, but you guys are reassuring me that it's an
I like it.
okay
I like
name.
the name.
I think it's
Yeah.
cute. And you know what? I just love that your hair looks cute in a ponytail.
Oh,
Because everyone's always asking, like, can you pull Natural Beauty Rose up? I'm like, yes, you can. And I don't wear a ponytail that often.
Yeah.
Because
Why?
we were
Why
talking
don't
about it.
you?
I just have like I have a big forehead. Like I pull it back. I'm like, that's a lot of face. Like that's a lot of face.
Perfect.
I don't know.
So.
I think you look so
don't
cute in a
at
pony
all.
though.
And as a matter of fact, in aesthetics, they teach us like the rule of three. So like from your hairline to your eyebrows
You should have
be the same as from your eyebrow to your upper lip to the upper lip
Really?
to the bottom of the chin, and you have a perfect
No,
rule of threes.
no, I have a 5.
No, you don't. That is not true.
I have a 5 head.
Perfect.
You have a really
not.
cute 3 head. I have a 5 head.
No, but it makes me feel better that you're okay with my hair and my ponytail. Because I always
I wear
stressed out. I'm like,
ponytails
Danielle,
a lot
you
too
do
with
not
my
have a
extensions.
pony.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ponytails are so easy. I do a
awesome.
little top knot all the time. It's
Well,
cute.
Yeah, you're
no,
rocking
I'm
pony.
I like
also
it,
like
yeah.
struggling with this right now.
That's growing a
So
lot though.
it is
It's gotten
growing a lot.
better.
I
It's gotten a
know.
lot
I've
better.
shared a ton of like my postpartum hair journey, but if you guys go to dkwstyling.com, you can watch the video. I literally have 1-inch bangs, and in the morning when I wake up, they get smashed on my pillow and they stick
But do you remember when that
out.
was a look?
That's
Do you remember when that
amazing.
look
Oh,
of
yeah,
the little
that
short
was.
bangs
Really?
was
That
in? So you were just going to bring that back.
I'm never bringing that back.
I love it.
We're never
If anybody
bringing that
can rock
back.
it, it's you.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeez. We actually are in our Valentine's outfits today
Oh,
because
that's right.
we well, let's see, by the time you listen to this, we have already passed, but we did a giveaway together.
Yes.
So
did.
that's
Instagram
why
giveaway.
That's why we look
love
extra
it.
cute today.
Yeah.
Extra
But
Valentine's.
And our Valentine's.
Extra
Yeah.
Valentine's
We're
today.
getting
Yeah.
mileage out of those pictures, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
People are like, why do you keep posting the same ones with balloons? We're
I
like,
do.
we just love balloons.
It was in the moment.
I
And
know.
then that was like the best Valentine's goodie bag ever.
Oh,
I know. That
I'm
was
not.
cute.
I'm not gonna
Tequila,
lie.
chocolate and hair care products.
Yeah.
Oh my
I had the
gosh.
day off and I had to go to my salon, so I was like, "Ooh, I'll get him products." And then
It was so good.
those, I love Casamingas.
That's
like,
that's
I
my
know.
favorite.
I
I think
know
that's
that
all
is.
of
I
our
know,
favorites.
right? And we call it an adult juice box. I put a little
I
straw
love
in there.
it. It was cute.
It was
Mine's
cute.
right there.
It was
There's a
cute.
sip left. Steph's begging for it.
Any drops left? Sorry.
Oh, you guys
my
are
God,
fun.
I
Like
know.
we have so much fun together, but we
We do.
also work very hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think as hard as you work, you have to play hard
Definitely.
too. So
Which we
It's
all do.
Which we
balance.
all
That's why
do.
we always ever since I met both
know.
of you, we all connected because we
Yeah.
all own businesses. We've
Right.
all started the struggle of
Yeah.
starting a business, and just we've all shared like the same like successes and failures, and it takes a lot.
Let's go there. Like I want to know, like both of your guys' story, and I've shared mine a ton as well. But why did you guys kind of start your businesses? Like what inspired you? I feel like every successful male or female always has a backstory. And I'll just share quickly a little bit of mine again. I don't know if you guys have heard this much, because I feel like when we go out, it's always like, it's just more fun. And we don't get too serious. Like,
we don't get too deep.
One margarita in, we're like, whatever. I know. But I've had my brand for probably 9 years. I started it right after Ruby was born. And she's almost 9. And it was crazy because at the time, Garrett and I were like really not doing good, and I was actually like 9 months pregnant, and I was like, I don't know if I like him or if I want to be with him, and I ended up, I mean, obviously it's a very vulnerable place when you're like, okay, I don't know if I want to be with my husband, but I'm about to give birth to his baby. And so anyways, long story short, I kind of started my brand because Garrett was really working on himself. And I thought, well, I don't, maybe I need to work on myself, and I'll go to these business boot camps with him and whatever, you know what I mean? And I actually never looked at hair as something that could be at the level of where I'm at now. I always looked at hair as just like a backup plan, which is crazy, And then when I was in a situation where I was like, ooh, okay, so I don't know if I'm going to stay married, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but it also kind of created some spark with me and Garrett, because we were both working. We could talk about work, we could go out. So it was weird. I was like, well, it's kind of like I'm in this place where if I don't do anything, like I'm going to stay in a relationship where I feel like I'm stuck. And I didn't want to be that woman. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, so I got to figure out my own life and what I'm doing.
I totally agree.
That's literally like how I started my brand. Is I kind of was like, I've got to figure out how to market. I've got to, like, the main thing that makes the most money is hair extensions, and I just kind of like went all in.
I just took it from there.
Yeah, and I think I was so scared. I was so vulnerable. I had no idea what I was doing, but that's such a perfect place to grow from.
It is.
Definitely.
So that's kind of like that's like the birth of how I started. But even now, I think there's this high in feeling like, okay, I'm not growing. What do I need to do to figure out where to take my business next? You know what I mean? But
there's always that thought in your head of how to continue growing. And
because even when you're comfortable, you're like, shit, it's almost a scary place to be. Like, when you're like,
I know, like, I'm sure you're the same way, looking at like every year of your business and seeing how you've grown. I'm always looking at the next year and thinking of like, okay, how I have to top that now. And it's like always so, like, I hate the beginning of every year, because I'm like, okay, December, I'm like, yes, we nailed it, we grew again this year. And then it's like starting over. I'm like, oh my God.
You're like
so then
competing with yourself.
Yeah, you do. You compete with yourself, but you set goals. And the thing that I always do is I literally set goals every day. I set goals every week in my mind. And then the goals progress to monthly and yearly. And like, it really helps to stay on track.
I don't even know a ton about your business. Like, I know you have your online store, but like, tell me your backstory and then like, so what do you do, Brianna? We're really good friends, but what do you do?
Now we really have to get into how we do each other.
So honestly, basically, so I started Premier Look, which is the website. I own Premier Look. I started that website back when Cole, my youngest, was a baby. He was like maybe like a year old, and I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband at the time like was working in sales, and he's the one, making all the money, and I was a stay-at-home mom. And then as my youngest got a little bit older, I just was like I just need to be working again. Like, I miss like interacting with adults and like working, and I did not like asking Brian for money for shoes. Or for, I'm like, can I buy those shoes? I did not like that at all. I just was like, I'm very independent, and I just didn't like asking him for anything. So I was like, I got handed this opportunity actually from a friend of mine at the time who was like, I have a couple different websites that I own, and I've always been into skincare, always been into beauty. I was actually a personal trainer at the time. I was always into health and fitness.
I didn't know that about you.
I used to be a personal trainer before I started.
That's so funny. I'm like, who are you?
I've just always been into like that side of things. So I got handed an opportunity to buy this skincare website, but I didn't know at the time that the website was like failing, and she made all these fake numbers to make it look like it was doing this much and this much, and I basically got scammed out of like a lot of money. And I was like, you know what, screw this. I was like, I don't fail. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. So I literally just like worked my way and like completely turned around everything and made it a legit, like 100% authorized website of skincare, like medical grade skincare, which we all know is the best. And I literally just like turned it around and took this scam where I could have just been like defeated and done. Definitely. And I was like,
but you were already invested. And so
I was invested and I loved it. Like I loved what I do. I love everything about beauty and skincare and all that stuff. So I was so passionate about it. So I was like, I'm not going to fail. So I literally just set my mind to it and then just built, turned it around and just built and built. And I remember being on the phone with like the CEO of Obagi and like people were like trying to turn me down and I was like, no.
How did you get those connections? Or you're a really good networker in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you always like know people. Like like you're like my friend that I'm like, do you know them? You're like, yeah. Like, you know everybody. Like hell, you haven't even lived here that long. You know everybody.
You do. I love it.
So you're not afraid to like reach out to people and be like, hey, I'm Brianna. Like what's
totally
going
not.
on?
Yeah, exactly. So I just never took no for an answer and I just turned it around and built to everything to where I am now. And I'm like looking back and it was all just because I was like, you can't let failures stop you. Like that's the biggest thing. You can't look at it and be like, shoot, this is getting me down. You have to look at it in a positive way and be like, no, like I'm not going to let that take me down.
How do you course correct and fix it instead of like defeated?
Yeah, exactly.
Any challenges you get, they're all going to be hard.
Yeah,
so it's like
it's how you look at it. And it's like I love a challenge, and that's what I've come to learn. Like owning a business, it's like I'm sure you guys think the same thing. It's like I actually like a challenge. Like I love waking up and having like a challenge and like it just gives me motivation and I'm like, oh, I have to overcome that. Like, okay.
I like a challenge as long as like my time is dispersed evenly. Because I'm sure you guys experience this as well where you're like depleted, where you're trying to juggle marriage, life, relationships, like
probably why I'm divorced.
So hard.
But no, there's times like that. Even I'm sure going through your divorce where when you look at business and you're like, fuck it, like I don't want to do this anymore. It's because it's like your time is too spread thin.
It's so hard. That's the thing, honestly. Like we were actually talking about this the other night. Like being a mom, owning a business, being a wife or a girlfriend. It's like it's really so hard. It's
a lot of sacrifice. Like I feel like to get where I am today, basically your 20s are gone. You're just studying, working, medical school, internship, residency, fellowship, research year, another fellowship. And in the meantime, you have babies and you get married and you do all that stuff. It's just like you have to put so much effort into it. That's like the one regret I have is that like, you were saying if you want to reach a goal and you're going for something challenging, you have to make sacrifices. And it's like, I wasn't around for, both of my kids when they were infants because I had them when I was still in school. Like I was that person walking around the UCLA campus with a baby carrier and a backpack.
Yeah. Don't you think that every mom, like when your kids get older, you always have that guilt of like, maybe I didn't spend enough time with them.
Yeah.
So it's like regardless if you're a stay-at-home mom or working
I think you
whatever.
do. I think everyone
I think it's normal. You're pulled. And
definitely.
Mommy guilt is like
the worst.
The worst.
It's literally the worst.
Yeah,
definitely.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's just it's hard.
How did you?
Is hard.
So now, Steph, tell us. Like, you moved here how long ago?
So I moved here 2 years ago.
Yeah, only 2 years ago. Which is crazy.
So I moved here, right?
Well, you moved here and then you left.
I moved here like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Then
I didn't know you then.
And then 2 years ago when I came back, that's when we met.
Like, who is this girl?
I'm like, oh.
It seems
like a drink, and then you brought Danielle, and I'm like, okay. And I was like,
the three of us like connected.
The universe brought us together.
I
it was
know.
I'm the brunette Barbie, and you guys are the blonde Barbie. I tried blonde. It didn't work out so well. But yeah, I didn't realize you'd only been here 2 years either. So you've done a ton in 2 years. So you just opened your own practice.
Just like 4 weeks ago. So I'm a baby business owner. Like I just am crossing that line. And like the thing is that most of my life I've been, as a physician, like you're groomed for medical school and like everything in medicine, but you know nothing about money, business, how to run a practice. So actually, you guys have helped me out a lot. Remember we went out to dinner that one time, and you're like,
but you like learn as you go, though. I know I didn't go to school for business or anything.
Nobody goes to school for business.
No, you don't.
That makes me feel better because I feel like everybody knows about business except for me.
No, it's like you have like a set of skills, but then you're just like thrown out into the wilderness.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's why most people fail is because they're not business savvy, they're not business minded, and they just say, "Oh, that's not me." I'm not that person. But you have to be super driven and be like, "I'm not a businesswoman, but I can become a businesswoman."
I can do it. You're like, I can do it.
Yeah, I've learned a lot.
Anything.
I know.
You can do it all.
I mean, I've learned so much in the last 4 weeks that I'm like, I can run a business, I can run a practice. Like I know what lasers I want, I know what skincare products I want.
But you're passionate about what you do, and I think if you love what you do, you're like throw anything out.
All three of us are like we're so passionate about what we do. Like
that's what I always say
on social media. Like it's fun. I would do it just because I want to just share knowledge with people, and share what we know with people, and if we can, make a difference in their lives with, making them look like the best version of themselves and use what we know and distribute that information.
That's what I love, that we're all like in the beauty industry. Like we're all of our goals are kind of the same, to like help other people and make other people feel good about themselves, and like I love that.
Definitely.
And I think it's funny, even when I got into hair though, like I don't think I was as passionate at it at the time. I just was like, oh, something to do, like whatever. But when I started getting good at it, when you start to become like the expert in your industry, it gets fun. And then when you see it impact other people's lives, it's even more
so motivated.
Fun.
And then you can take it like a step further, like with what you're doing too, is like not only having clients or patients like the best, but teaching other people. Because I mean, there's so many people doing things the wrong way. I mean, if you look at my tape extensions I had before I met you.
Girl, I got you.
Oh my gosh.
Daniel's like, let's not even talk about tape.
And let's not talk about bad Botox either.
Orange County, that's the thing. Like people are like, I don't want to get Botox or I don't want to get filler. Like I don't want to look like. But I'm like, it's not supposed to look like that. We always say you only see bad Botox. You don't see the good Botox.
What's the worst you've seen?
Oh my gosh.
Besides me, the one time when I got, you guys, I got Botox one time. I shared this last time we did a video, and I was like, I couldn't even
smile.
I couldn't smile. When I smiled, I frowned. It was so bad. But seriously, what's the worst you've seen?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. But honestly, probably fillers.
Oh, fillers,
wrong.
really?
I mean,
why? What have you seen?
It's just usually people like maybe not well versed in fillers, so they go to like some training.
Do you
course,
think it's like in the cheeks or in the lips or where?
Just lips, the duck lip thing, like too much filler like in the cheeks, and
what
like
is
I feel
lip
like
flip?
Lip flip is when you take Botox, and so when you take Botox, one unit on each side of the upper lip, so when you smile, your upper lip doesn't. The pink lip shows. So
how do you feel about that?
I like it. Lip flip is good for people who don't want filler, but they want their lips to look bigger when they smile. So when you smile and your upper lip contracts,
can you take a drink from a straw?
There's a couple of things you can do with lip flip. So
I got Botox one time, but I just remember her putting in the center.
No, see, that's
and it was forever ago, and I was like, ooh.
Oh my God! And you couldn't drink or anything.
I've tried everything, you guys.
Like who puts Botox
in the
here?
middle.
Somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
I was like frowning and I couldn't eat or drink for months. It was just drooling.
But see, I'm totally passionate about that. That people do it the wrong way, turn people off from having the procedures done because I think it's supposed to be.
And it's like you don't want to bash another person, but you're like,
I never want to like hurt somebody's business, but I'm like, learn and do it the right way.
But that's why you're passionate about educating people and clients because you're like, please. And I feel like that same with hair, and I'm sure you do with skincare. You're like, listen, like you guys.
Because there's so many people out there that just don't.
They don't know. I'm guilty of that. I'm like, oh, I trust you, and then
See, I'm guilty of that, like, and things outside of dermatology and skincare, like the fitness stuff. You should see how many Instagram, like the booty belt, booty sprout.
She's a sucker for all.
You
buy everything.
Oh my God, I do. I'm the worst. Like, don't send me.
Girl.
Yeah, I know. And that's what works the best. I know. I've learned that lesson after 2 years of trying to build my booty. That, squats and weights. That's all you need. And eating.
Well, it's crazy. Like, not to get off topic, but I'm training for a bikini competition right now. I'm only 3.
I want to do it with you.
I want to do it with you.
I really want to do it.
Okay, you know what? So I've been so terrified my whole life because I think, I'm gonna get like manly and like super buff. I can tell you right now, I've only been doing it for 3 weeks. I've already lost 2 pounds and dropped 2% body weight.
And you eat more.
I'm eating like 300 to 400 calories more a day. And I'm doing mostly lifting and less cardio. And I was like, damn.
It's the cardio. That's what girls always think they should do. A lot of cardio.
A lot of cardio. And then eat nothing all day.
No, you do not get a good body by that.
You don't. And I felt like I'd lost all my baby weight. And then I was like, what the pancake ass is going on?
But that's exactly. You're like skinny, but like saggy.
Yeah, skinny. And like even like my waist is normally more toned. And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's true.
Ladies, don't be afraid of some weights and like eating. But the thing is, if you eat, like it's like healthy. You know? My
protein.
My downfall is always a margarita.
I love it.
I'm sorry,
I know.
it is.
That's why I'll never be like 10% body fat like I used to be. I'm like,
but no, listen, you guys have to come to my show when I do it.
Oh, totally.
And I think
I
will
do it.
I
should do it. We should.
I just wanted to see what my body could do. Do you know what I mean?
And especially after you have a baby, you're like really motivated to see.
Yeah. So my goal is to do a show the end of May, beginning of June.
Yeah.
So I had a few trips planned, so I was like not too serious. But then,
okay, so this is what I want to know because you were just in Vegas.
Okay,
what did you eat?
Okay,
you didn't drink.
I want to hear about Vegas.
You know what? Here's the okay. You don't want to hear about Vegas, but here's what I'll tell you. I eat better when I'm consistently eating. The only time I make bad meal choices is when I'm like working all day and I'm starving. Then I come home and I'm like, whatever. I'm like, sure. Like literally like the shittiest choices.
I do that too.
Yeah. And I'll think it's healthy. I'll be like, but it's a salad. But it's a Cafe Rio salad.
Exactly. I'm the same way though. If I eat consistently and I'm not that hungry,
I don't care.
Same.
Then I'm like, I can have my grilled chicken, my veggies, and I'm totally content. I don't even want a treat. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, like that's my thing. Like I literally, I'm like, what's a treat I can have?
Especially with kids, like the pantry's like stocked with all this stuff.
I find myself eating Gushers at 10 o'clock at night. Like a bite of a dino nugget. Who does that? Like why am
I do the dino nuggets.
Yeah, those are fire.
But no, I think that's a mistake that women make is they deplete themselves all day and then they might not consume a lot of calories, but they do it all once and they do like shitty calories.
This is so bad. This is where I'm at right now. I think
my
blood glucose level right now is like 5.
This is what girls and like we all do is like you don't eat so much that honestly it lowers your metabolism and your body's not revving.
That's what we talked about on the drive.
But do you know what? I was worried because I was starting to do that because I like losing the baby weight and then I was like, I don't think I'm eating enough. And at first I was like, are you sure? Because I hired a nutritionist and a fitness trainer. And I'm like, are you sure? This seems like too many calories. She's like, trust me. And so I just forced myself to like, not force myself, but I ate all the calories and did it. And I was like, oh, you're right. I'm tightening up.
Isn't
and
that crazy?
So she's training you for this.
No,
she, like,
so I have one girl that's a nutritionist and I have one girl that all she does is shows.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways,
so
that's
she's your
cool.
personal trainer who you lift with and like put you on a schedule.
Yeah.
And you lift heavy.
I mean, today I was like, are you serious? Like, you have to put on muscle. You guys should do it. And any ladies listening, I'll let you know the journey. We'll see how it goes. We're all just going to be walking around like all shredded. Like,
I love it.
It's fine.
Oh
it's
my
fine. But anyways, I feel like we're coming to a close, but I wanted to like just, if you guys had any words of advice for like, say somebody who is like sitting there listening to this, and I try to like really relate to women, and I feel like it's scary to go out and do something on your own. Do you know what I mean? And my message is always like, stop overthinking it, because I think that like, we feel like, oh, I want more freedom or I want this, but we like get self-doubt and we get in our heads and we're like,
I totally do.
Yeah.
And then you don't do it.
And then you don't do it. And I see so many women like it's like years where they like, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, my kids are grown and I never took that leap. And so my message is always like, hey, start small, like, and don't worry about failing because it's not, if you're gonna fail, but that's how you figure it out. You cannot learn unless you fail.
You're never just gonna succeed right off the bat and not fail. Like it's not possible. I
feel like it's a bigger failure if you don't take that step and you don't take that, you
just gotta do it.
Risk.
You just have to do it.
Yeah,
because if you don't know where you're gonna be in like a year from now, if you take that step, like you could be. Like it's on your path to like your dreams. That's the thing. You just have to start somewhere. That's like that's what I would say. Just like start somewhere. And then just do it. Go for it.
Figure it out. As you go.
Definitely.
Figure it out.
And I think as you continue to go and you figure out more, then you can plan more.
Yeah,
you think
exactly.
You're like, okay, now I can.
When I started my business, I honestly knew nothing about what I was doing. I was like, how do I even like? I had no idea, and like just day by day, you figure it out, and you're gonna trip up sometimes, and you figure it out.
And you said something too, like you said something about you feeling stuck, and I feel like a lot of women are in that position, whether they're with a guy or a husband or a boyfriend or even parents or somebody like you feel stuck, and I feel like it's okay to like grow your wings and just go for it because like I feel like every practice that I worked up until this point having my own, it's like. These are the lasers I chose. These are skincare products I like. These are like the techniques I use. Like, why am I not doing this for myself and existing in my own space where I can educate others? And so, feeling stuck, I feel like is a lot of women are in that position. But that should be a motivating factor to take the jump and don't be afraid of failure and baby steps.
I feel like there's no set of rules. The only rules are the ones that you put on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a great way to end the show. Like, create your own story, create your own set of rules, and just go. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. This was so fun.
So fun.
So fun. We'll have to do more videos together, and
for sure.
I'm going to send you guys this video so you can share it, whatever you want to do.
Totally,
but tune in every week. I do a podcast every Tuesday. I share it on my blog, dkwstyling.com. I'm going to make these ladies share it as well, and we appreciate you guys for tuning in. and just go. Just get started.
Go.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.